Good. I want a solid line because it's or equal to. In the last problem, it was just greater than. So we made a dashed line. So I'm going to connect these with a solid line. Okay. And this is one of the ones where it's like tricky to tell. What's less than? Is it down here because like that kind of looks like it's below, but then these numbers are to the right, so they're bigger. So should you shade over here because these numbers are negative? So this is one of the ones where it's like, I'm not sure. So I'd rather just like test a point, just keep it the same every time. So I can test 0, 0 because 0, 0 does not lie on the line. So I'm going to plug 0 in for X and for Y. And I get 0 is less than or equal to 2. Is that true or false? It's true. So should I shade towards 0, 0 because it made it true? Or should I shade it away from 0, 0? Good. I'm going to shade it towards. Okay, so it's that region right there. Okay, let me know when you're ready and we can move on to the last two. Good. Couple people said they're done. Go ahead and screenshot this if you want to take another look at it later. And let's go ahead and move on to the last two. All right, for this next one, step 1, graph the line like you would normally graph lines. So slope is 5/2, and the y-intercept is 0, 3. So I'm going to put a point at 0, 3, and then I'm going to go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 2. To reverse that, I'm going to go down 5, 1, 2, and to the left 2, down 5, and to the left 2. Okay, once we have our boundary line, the points plotted, we want to ask ourselves, should it be a solid or a dashed line? Right, good. It's going to be dotted or dashed because it's not equal to the line. It has to be less than the line. Okay, so I'm going to make a dashed line. And 9 times out of 10, when a student makes a mistake, it's usually they just are in the habit of making it a solid line and forget to consider whether it should be dashed or not. So that's an area that you want to just double check. So now I want y to be less than, so maybe you can tell right away, but it's good to just test a point. 0 is less than 5/2. Why can I test 0, 0 in this one? Why is 0, 0 a good point to test? It's a good, easy point. Excellent. And it doesn't lie on the line, so that works out well. 0 is less than 3. Is that true or false? It is true. So should I shade towards 0, 0 because 0, 0 makes it true, or away from 0, 0? Towards 0, 0. I like inequalities because you get some color. All right, let me know when you're ready for the last one. Okay, a couple people said they're done. So we can go ahead and move on. Take a screenshot right now if you need it. What do you notice about D? How is D different from all the other ones that we've done so far? What's different about part D? The Y is not by itself. Very good. So what we have to do for this one is combine another skill that we know, rearranging equations, or in this case, inequalities, to get a variable by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2x first. And so now I have negative y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 5. You can write it the other way, the 5 minus 2x, that's fine too. I'm just trying to keep it in y equals mx plus b form to make it easier. What do I need to do now? Got to do 1, yeah. I have to divide by negative 1 to get it just equal to y and not negative y. Okay, so this negative flipped to a positive, this negative flipped to a positive, this positive flipped to a negative. So what do I have to do with this sign right here? I also have to flip the sign. Excellent. Okay, now it looks good. I can go ahead and do the steps like I've done on the other ones. So first thing is I'm going to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So 0, negative 5, up to right 1. All right, do I want a solid or dashed line? Good, I want a solid line because it's or equal to, so the line is part of the solution. Okay, now to determine how to shade, I'm going to test a point. You can test a point in your new one. I always like to test it in my original in case I made a mistake somewhere along the way. Hopefully I'd catch it then when I'm checking or testing a point. So I can test 0, 0 because it doesn't lie on the line. So 0 is less than or equal to 5. Is that true or false? That is true. Now, if you want to test it in this, you can. 0 is greater than or equal to negative 2 times 0 minus 5. 0 is greater than or equal to negative 5. True or false? Okay. All right, thanks for letting me know. I'll keep an eye on the waiting room. Right, this is also true. So it doesn't matter which one you tested in. So now 0, 0 made it true. So I want to shade towards 0, 0. Okay, so that's the inequality. 2x minus y is less than or equal to 5. All right, we finished the lesson. So once you have that totally done, you can hit submit, and then I'll send it over to me. And then we're going to do a quick toolkit entry. And then we'll be done. You can go outside and sled if you want. But I will stay here on the Zoom and I can help you with your homework if you'd like. All right, so just let me know when you're totally done with this. One person said they're done. All right, a few people said they're done. So let's go ahead and move on to the toolkit. So if you have your learning log at home, your blue folder, you can take notes there. If you don't, you can just take notes on a piece of paper. I would suggest graph paper if you have it. All right, and can you guys let me know when you have everything ready to go and we can get started on the learning log. Okay, a couple of people said they're good. All right. So today we learned about graphing linear inequalities. So let's go through the process of how to graph. All right, so we have this equation. Step one is we're going to graph the boundary line. So just like we've graphed before, we're going to go ahead and graph this. So it's in y equals mx plus b. So the slope is 2/3 and the y-intercept is 0, 2. So we can set up a graph. All right, so my y-intercept was 2. So I'm going to put a point at 0, 2. And then my slope was 2/3. So I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 3 and put a point. Up 2 and to the right 3. To reverse that, I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 3, down 2 and to the left 3. Okay, then step 2 is we're going to do a solid line for less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. And then we're going to do a dashed line for less than or greater than. So this one is less than. So should we make a solid or dashed line? I'm going to make a dashed line. Okay. The next step is to test a point that does not lie on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and test 0, 0. I can test 0, 0 because it doesn't lie on the line. And it'll tell me whether to shade below or above based on whether or not it is true or false. So is 0 less than 2? Yes, it's true. So then the last step, we're almost done. I know, I'm sure it's been a very long day for you. Shade towards the region that makes the inequality true. Okay, so since 0, 0 made it true, I'm going to shade towards 0, 0. And that is how you graph linear inequalities. I'm going to move this so hopefully you can see the entire thing. Okay, there you go. If you want to be able to take a screenshot so you can see it later. Okay, and if you guys could let me know when you're totally done with this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take it down. So if you still need it, grab that screenshot. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. So go ahead and submit that assignment. Make sure you have the 59 to 64 and the 70 to 76 done. If you have that submitted and you got the toolkit entry done and you don't have any questions, you can log off the Zoom. If you want to stick around, if you have any questions or want to go over anything, feel free to do that. But if you don't have any questions and you submitted the assignment, you can log off. Have a good rest of your day, guys. No homework because I realized I signed it for today and Monday. So if you want to do the, I think it's like 83 to 88, you can do that for tonight, or you can save it. It's going to be Monday's homework.